Hi guys, I'm back with another lecture of FOIB, and in this lecture I'm going to cover the topic of international staffing. Before we start, just a small introduction. I'm Sandhya Rao, working as an assistant professor at St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, and the subject that I'm taking up over here is Foundations of International Business. In the previous lecture series, we covered accounting differences across the countries, cross-cultural challenges, and now let's start with the international staffing decisions. So every international business organization has to decide how they are going to employ their staff, how they are going to choose their selection process, on what basis they are going to hire people, or what channels that they are going to use to hire the people. So we'll cover all these things in this lecture. So first of all, they need to plan how they are going to do it. So that's called international human resource planning. Now, in human resource planning, we actually calculate the number of employees that we actually need and the quality of employees that we need. Secondly, we'll evaluate the supply that's prevailing in any particular country, because if let's say I plan to start my business in India, and the quality or the quantity of employees that I actually need for my operations is not available here, then I will not go for India. I will go for some other country which can provide me with that particular set of employees, with that particular set of personnel, and then I'll develop a program, and finally we'll implement it. So this is the entire human resource planning. So we'll cover it now in detail. So first of all, we need to set the objectives and policies of international business organizations, so that when we are going to hire the employees, the criteria that I'm going to set for the selection should be in line with the objectives and policies of the international business organization. So the objective of human resource plans are designed after the conceptualization and as according to the overall organizational objectives and policies. And then we'll calculate the human resource needs forecast, which means we'll calculate the demand that we have for the human resource. किसी भी organization में हमें कितने लोग चाहिए होंगे, we'll note it down. So the future requirements of the quantity as well as the quality of workforce needs to be forecasted. उसके बाद it's not like it's a rough estimate कि कितने लोग चाहिए होंगे, कितने लोग किस तरह के लोग चाहिए होंगे. It's not a rough estimate. A lot of analysis needs to be done, and it consider both internal as well as external factors. Internal factors क्या होते हैं, जैसे कि आपकी production plans क्या हैं, what are their levels, and what is the kind of product that you're selling or the kind of services that you're providing. Then the organizational structure, and then international organizational budget and the organizational plan for employee separation. उन सब के लिए भी हम सारा कुछ प्लान करके चलते हैं, and then we decide that how many employees do we actually need. Also, we'll cover the external factors. External factors as in the economic environment, the law making bodies, because they also have a bearing upon the hiring of people. क्योंकि कुछ ऐसी requirements होती हैं law की कि आप इस particular age से नीचे के लोगों को hire नहीं कर सकते, या आप इस particular job profile में ये आपके required skills होनी चाहिए आपके employees के अंदर. So बहुत सारे rules and regulations है जो कि govern करती हैं hiring process को. So ये external factors हैं, they are not in our control, but we have to consider them as well. Then economic environment, because when we are planning the human resource hiring process, we'll also have to have a compensation plan. So that compensation plan will be made based on the economic environment. कि हमारी कंट्री की या जिस भी कंट्री में आप जाना चाह रहे हैं वहाँ की इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन कैसी है, उसी के हिसाब से आपको अपना कॉम्पनसेशन प्लान या इंसेंटिव प्लान chart out करना पड़ेगा. Okay, then the next thing is international human resource supply forecast. As I've already told you, that supply forecast basically means that what is the capacity of the host country in which you are trying to grow your international business. So if you feel that that particular country is not able to provide you with the sufficient and the required set of personnel, then you will opt out from that country and you will go for some other country. तो अब इसमें आपको help क्या मिलती है? It will help the business organization to ensure the availability of the quantity of employees along with their expected skills and positions. Also, it helps the organization to have an analytical screening and assessment of its existing workforce. हमें वहाँ के जो existing workforce है उनको देखते हुए भी हमें पता चल जाता है that what kind of workforce is available. Then international human resource supply focus save the organization from the sudden shortage of workforce when and where it is highly needed. So, if in future a situation arises that the workforce that you fall short of the workforce, then in that case, if you feel that the country have abundant workforce, then you can hire new people as well. अगर कोई भी रीजन से जो है लोग आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को छोड़ देते हैं, कोई और प्रॉब्लम आ जाती है, तो यू विल हैव अ क्लियर पिक्चर कि अब अगर इस तरह की कोई एक्सट्रीम सिचुएशन आ जाती है, देन हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू हैंडल इट. And then after that, you will also consider several other factors. For example, the existing human resource at different levels and locations, the internal sources of human resource supply, and the external sources human resource supply at international level. आप ये चेक करोगे कि किन किन सोर्सेज से आप उनको हायर करने वाले हैं. Then you will develop the human resource plan, ह्यूमन रिसोर्स प्रोग्राम, विच बेसिकली मीन्स कि अभी तक आपने जो भी चीज़ें डिसाइड करी थी उनको एक आप प्रॉपर कॉन्क्रीट फॉर्म में लिखोगे इन रिटन फॉर्म. And it will also have the human resource requirements at international level, as in what are the required skills that they need to possess at a given point of time. And then finally you will implement this plan, the plan that you have formed in the previous step. You will implement it, which means that you will start the calculation of demand, you will start the calculation of supply of workforce, and then you will start working on it. Now the next thing is international recruitment, as in how you recruit the people, how you select the workforce. So there are many methods of doing it. Broadly, we have classified into traditional and modern sources of selection. So if I talk about traditional sources, then we had internal and external sources. Internal as in जब आप organization के अंदर से ही लोगों को hire करते हो. So that means the existing employees or the previous employees. So existing employees can also become a good source of hiring people. This works only in the case of promotion and transfers. तो हम existing employees की promotion कर देते हैं particular job profile के लिए. For example, if there's a clerk working in an organization for let's say 5 or 10 years or 20 years, then he will be automatically promoted to a higher job profile, maybe assistant manager या कोई भी जो भी आपकी next hierarchy के order में profile होगी, you will be promoted to that particular job. Also, transfers happen. We often see that people get transferred to another location. कई बार बाहर की किसी country में भी आपको posting हो जाती है. So, but all this works for the existing employees. Then we have previous employees which have worked with us previously but are no longer in service with the organization. So the previous employees also gives us a lot of insight about the potential people who can work for the organization, उनके relatives, friends, वो उनके बारे में हम बताते हैं कि आप ऐसे लोगों को hire कर सकते हो. They will also give you a true picture about the organization, and also एक आपको clear cut idea मिल जाता है what's going to be the compensation. And again ये traditional है, अभी इसको इतना favor नहीं किया जाता है, because nowadays we believe that people should be hired on the basis of their selection, proper interview होना चाहिए, सब कुछ होना चाहिए, rather than being internal. Then we have external sources of hiring people. External sources as in जब आप की कंपनी में कोई दूसरी कंपनी विजिट करने आई, multinational companies visit the premier and then they feel that okay we need to hire these candidates. प्रीमियर इंस्टीट्यूट्स में जाते हैं, कॉलेजेस में जाते हैं, जहाँ पे उनकी प्लेसमेंट्स करी जाती हैं. सो इट्स अ वेरी कॉमन काइंड ऑफ tool, but again it's traditional in nature. Then we have private employment agencies और consultancy firms होती हैं जिनके थ्रू आप बाहर की किसी कंट्री में एम्प्लॉयमेंट कर सकते हैं. यू कैन गेट अ जॉब इन अ फॉरेन कंट्री. पब्लिक एम्प्लॉयमेंट एजेंसीज भी हैं. ऐसे ही गवर्नमेंट की भी कुछ एम्प्लॉय एक्सचेंज एजेंसीज होती हैं. प्राइवेट भी ऐसी एजेंसीज रन करी जाती हैं. Then there are certain professional organizations which are working in this field. Then there's also a database that's being maintained by the global organization so that whenever you got yourself registered on the website of that particular company, they will use that data as in when they need the personnel. And if you qualify their requirements, then definitely they'll give you a call back and you will be called for an interview. कैजुअल एप्लीकेंट्स भी होते हैं जो कि इंटरनेट सर्विसेज या और वेबसाइट्स के थ्रू जॉब के लिए अप्लाई करते हैं. Then there are several other organizations which are running at international level for hiring the people. Again, these were all traditional. Now I'll talk about the modern techniques of international recruitment, starting with walk-in. Walk-in as in when you go to that particular organization and you fill the application, an interview will be done on the spot and you will get a response on the spot or maybe within a few days of time. इसमें you do not send a prior application or anything. You just go directly. You just walk into the organization, you give your interview, and that's it. Okay, and this is the most widely used practice for hiring people. You must have seen that every now and then commercial ads are being displayed in newspaper and magazines about walk-ins happening in the different organizations. Then we have consultant as in जो कुछ ऐसी busy and dynamic international business organizations होती हैं which encourage the potential job seekers to approach them personally. So personally आप उनको जाके approach करते हैं and then you consult them regarding the jobs. Then there's another technique that's called headhunting. Headhunting, as in international organizations request the professional organizations to search for the best people. So, for example, let's say Deloitte goes to a company that's a professional organization who hires people. Okay, so Deloitte will go to that particular company. Let's say the name of that organization is XYZ Limited. So now Deloitte will go to XYZ Limited. XYZ Limited company will provide with the data to Deloitte about the prospective job seekers. And then Deloitte will select themselves that as to which employee they want to hire. Then we have body shopping. Body shopping or body shopper basically means professional organizations which develop the pool of human resources for the possible recruitment. So there are several organizations which will train you, which will give you proper training, proper knowledge as to how you can work in that particular organization. कोई दूसरी organization में काम करने के लिए वो आपको train करते हैं and कुछ हद तक assurance देते हैं that okay 90% हमारे यहाँ से placements होंगी, 80% placements होंगी, जो भी उनका ratio होगा they will provide you with that data. Then also we have business alliances. You often heard that terms like merger, acquisition, takeovers. So when a parent company or let's say an international company wants to join hands with you, then they often take the manpower who's working in that particular country to their company. अगर वो उस company को take over करके उसके plant को ही shift कर देते हैं अपनी दूसरी country में, then they will also take the employees because why they do so is because they want to retain the employees, the key personnel who are working with them. It's not like they will retain all the employees, but the key personnel, which includes the managers and जो काफी अच्छी post पर जो लोग रहते हैं, they will retain them. Then we have tele-recruitment, television pay or internet pay. You have seen that commercial ads are being displayed regarding advertising, regarding appointment, regarding job recruitment. So this is another technique by which we can get ourselves hired. Now, there are different sources of international recruitment. One is parent country nationals, which means कि, when you are entering into international business, then you will hire the people who are citizens of a country, of your host country, of your home country, जो आपकी parent company का जहाँ पे headquarter है. Let's say there's a American company who is trying to operate in France. Okay, एक अमेरिका की कंपनी है, चाह रही है कि फ्रांस में ऑपरेट करें, बिजनेस को सेट करें. अब वो अमेरिकन कंपनी अपने ही अमेरिकन को लेकर फ्रांस जाएगा और वहां पे उनसे काम कराएगा. सो दैट्स कॉल्ड पेरेंट कंट्री नेशनल्स, विच मीन्स कि पेरेंट कंट्री जो है आपकी, वहाँ के जो सिटीजन्स हैं, वहाँ के जो नेशनल्स हैं, दे विल गो टू अ फॉरेन कंट्री टू वर्क ओवर देयर. Then another technique is host country nationals. In host country nationals, जैसे इसी सेम एग्जाम्पल को अगर हम कंटिन्यू करें, तो इफ द अमेरिकन कंपनी वांट्स टू वर्क इन फ्रांस, देन द अमेरिकन कंपनी विल हायर द फ्रेंच पीपल. सो दैट्स होस्ट कंट्री, कि आप जिस कंट्री में जा रहे हो वहीं के लोगों को हायर करोगे. अनदर केस इज थर्ड कंट्री नेशनल्स. थर्ड कंट्री नेशनल्स का मतलब है कि अगर एक अमेरिकन कंपनी फ्रांस में ऑपरेट करना चाह रही है एंड द एम्प्लॉयज दैट दे आर गोइंग टू हायर आर इंडियंस, then that's third country nationals. Okay, which means that they hire people from a totally different country. ना तो वो host country के होते हैं, ना ही वो parent country के होते हैं, वो किसी दूसरी country से आते हैं. Now, there are several selection procedures that are being laid down. First is appraisal of application or resume. This is the first step of selection procedure. Whenever you go for an interview, you provide them with your resume, your biodata, or your application, which includes your qualification, family background, experience, age, skills, etc. All these information are being displayed in your application or your resume, and you provide your employer with that particular information. Then a written test is being conducted, which will test, or the employer is trying to judge your quantitative and qualitative skills over here. Your cognitive skills are being tested. Normal जो एक aptitude test होता है उसी की तरह किया जाता है, and most of the company use this kind of channel. ये procedure is being followed by almost every company, every good company. Okay, and all these rounds are elimination rounds, as which means that the candidates will be shortlisted at every point of step. ठीक है, हर step पे लोगों को shortlist किया जाता है, और जो unfit candidates हैं, they are being rejected. Then we have preliminary interview. Preliminary interview means the interview in which the employer is trying to know you. This is basically an HR interview. Okay, he will ask you about your background, whatever information you have given in your resume, they will ask about that only. Okay, so it's a general interaction between you and the employer. Then we'll have psychological tests, which will include your psychology, your stress level, your EQ level, which means that if any difficult situation is being, for example, if you're confronted with a difficult situation, how you're going to cope up with that, stress level को कैसे manage करोगे, they all will be judged by these psychological tests. Okay, and then secondary interview is technical interview, जिसमें आपसे job की profile से related questions पूछे जाते हैं, so as to check whether you have required knowledge regarding the job or not. Okay, and then medical tests होते हैं, which will check that you are mentally and physically fit for the job profile. Okay, आपको एक hospital से अपनी medical report लाकर employer को submit करनी पड़ती है. Then reference check are being done, so as to be sure that you come from a good background. If you have worked previously with any organization, then the employer of the present organization will call them, and they will ask about your behavior, about your character, how you have worked over there. Okay, and if let's say you are a fresher, then they will ask your alma mater regarding your behavior. Then a final decision will be made that whether you need to be selected or not. And if the decision comes in your favor, then you will be given the employment letter. Okay, and yeah, all right. So this is it for this lecture. And in the next lecture, I'll talk about compensation plans. Thank you.